And good morning, everybody, and welcome to a Repossible podcast and YouTube channel. I'm Bradley Charbonneau. I'm today here with Hannah Huber. Hi, Hannah. How are you?
Hi, Bradley. I'm good, thanks. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, my pleasure. And today it is currently January 2025, and we are today talking about the conference coming up in March from Storyhouse Works. And we want to talk about who it's for, what it is, and get into the nuts and bolts of who should come, what's happening, the history behind it, and yeah, anything related to what people would want to know and what it's all about. Is it online? Is it in person? Does it cost money? Is it in Amsterdam? Is it also streamed live? Are there recorded videos after? Blah 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 blah. All the stuff. So, Hannah, this is your darling, and I'm really excited about it. So could you give us a little background on you and also Storyhouse Works real quick, just to get us into the flow of where we are and who you are a little bit?
Sure. Well, I am an American originally from Pennsylvania, moved to the Netherlands, early 20s, been here ever since. So half my life in America, half my life in the Netherlands. And I've always had a love for books and reading. And during the pandemic, I had some space and time to actually work on my creative skills and started writing and wrote my own book, debut novel called Place, about calling two places home. And I just realized what a beautiful process it is making a book together with a team for the book cover, the layout, the editing. There's just a whole team involved in birthing a book. I like to call it birthing a book. Um, so with that whole creative process, I thought, well, let's gather all these forces and create a team to help others do just that, to do the same, because there's so many people that have a story out there. Maybe their manuscript is collecting dust, or they have imposter syndrome and they just don't have the confidence in themselves to bring it out there, or maybe the motivation or the resources. So
Yeah.
gathering this team of professionals that have experience in laying out a book and doing cover design and editing to help these people get their book out there, that normally might not get accepted at a traditional publisher, because oftentimes those gate doors are closed. They're not accepting
Yeah.
manuscripts. It's highly selective. But that doesn't mean that a story shouldn't be out there, just like we can't hang all the paintings in the world on the gallery walls. So
Yeah.
Storyhouse Works was born, and we are in our third year now. We've helped over 25 authors get their story out there into the world, or help them with different processes, different stages of the
Right.
self-publishing process, because that's
Okay.
what we do. So we're not a traditional publishing house in that we deal with the rights and the royalties. We're a service platform, offering different packages and help people from A to Z with various aspects of the self-publishing process. Because oftentimes you need that cheerleader and that person to help you,
Yeah.
to guide you through the process, because there is a lot to figure out. And
Yeah. Yeah.
as you know,
Yeah.
um, so everything from getting your book ready for distribution, and even just writing, as that's step one, is getting words on the page. And sometimes
Yeah.
that can be a huge barrier in itself. So we help people with that. Um, so that's about Storyhouse Works. And the
Yeah.
conference, it's our first conference, Stories Unfold, on March 20th at the public library. Perfect venue, makes total sense. Good match, surrounded by books.
Public
And
library
also
in Amsterdam.
in Amsterdam, right by
Yeah.
Central Station, easy to reach. Because we want this event to be accessible to the public. We know there are a lot of people. Everyone has a story to tell. I truly believe that,
Yeah.
and I'm hoping also just to trigger people's senses that are there that day, and even just have them encounter some of the authors and see what we're doing. Because that's what I love about the public library. You walk into this public space and you realize that this is like the one common denominator: books and storytelling. This is where everyone comes together, um, to enjoy each other's stories, and we learn from each other, and it helps build empathy and forms democracy. So there's a higher mission here as well. But I think the public library is a perfect venue for this, and we'll be up on the sixth floor on the 20th of March with our conference, Stories Unfold.
I just looked, and that's a Thursday.
Yes,
Yeah.
Thursday from
So
9 to 5.
9 to 5. So it's a one-day in-person conference.
Correct.
Great. Wow. The in-person element is just, I find, because I was of course of course I know this, but I just, for everybody listening and watching, is it on Zoom? Is it going to be recorded? Is it, all that stuff? But I have to say, I just went to, I'm a bit of a, I was going to say conference junkie. That sounds terrible, but the advantage of the in-person conferences is really, it's not replaceable with anything online or Zoom, or no matter how good the quality or how awesome the videos and the content and the whatnot and the recordings and the community all on Zoom or whatever. That's all wonderful. Nothing wrong with that. Absolutely. But the in person, I like to think of it of also the whole unexpected element of, I'm planning on going there and I want to learn, about publishing or editing or book covers or whatever. I have some goal, great. But the idea of meeting people, like-minded people with similar ideas, and then in various stages of advancement, they've published 39 books, or or zero books, and they're thinking about their first one. You're going to get different ideas by meeting people there at this in-person, real life thing with other breathing humans.
Exactly.
So that's really cool that March 20th is uh, right near Amsterdam, right near Central Station in Amsterdam. I think it's so cool that it's at the library too. That's so appropriate. And
Yeah,
what's
I'm
the
really
what's the
excited.
venue like? I haven't actually been to that venue. I've been to the
Um,
I've been into the old library on the canals. Is that the
okay.
old one? Is it the new library and that was the old library?
It's relatively new in the sense of I don't know exactly year that was born, but I remember taking my children there when it was, and visitors from abroad when they came to Amsterdam. That was, it was at the
Okay.
time really groundbreaking. The whole design of the building,
Yeah.
the open spaces. They have a beautiful on the ground floor children's section where you can just crawl into a little tree house and read a book. And they have great programming with theater and
Nice.
reading out loud to
Great.
children. Um, and they have a beautiful view over Amsterdam from the seventh floor. There used to be La Place restaurant. Now there's a different cafe there where people can gather, but it had beautiful views over the city.
Yeah.
And we're on the sixth floor, which is their Congress Center. So they do lots of events there, and they have this beautiful room with lots of glass called the Forum. So that's where we'll have our
Mm,
keynotes, and then we have breakout sessions, and they have staff there available to answer questions, and we'll be leading
okay.
people through the main entrance up either the elevator or escalator to get to the sixth floor.
Okay. So speaking of which, you just mentioned breakout rooms, like a main hall and then breakout rooms. Because so could you run through the sort of the day? Is it all, I'm going to sit in a hall and listen to presentations, or are there breakout rooms with little hands-on workshopy type stuff, or what?
Well, we're going to start off the day with Lauren Falbert, who is going to talk to us about the imposter syndrome. She actually wrote a book, Imposter. I have it back
Uh,
here on my shelf.
Great.
And she went with an indie publisher for that. And she's such an excellent speaker. I've seen her speak before at different conferences. So that's where, because everyone at one time or another deals with imposter syndrome when writing.
Yeah.
So we thought
Yeah.
that's a great way to open up the whole day. People also
Great.
can enjoy coffee if they get there earlier and do some networking. And then we have 3 rounds of breakout sessions with the occasional keynote in between. So we have everything from practical workshops, like those that even don't have words on the page yet. You can
Okay.
please feel welcome to come. We have a writing workshop given by Kate Doyle, who wrote a beautiful book collection of short stories called
Great.
I Meant It Once, together with Talia Stone, who runs a story lounge in Amsterdam, writing workshops. So that's just about getting words on the page with easy
Yeah.
prompts. And then we have funding your book, a panel discussion. Of course, it costs money to produce a book, and oftentimes that
Yeah.
can be a barrier for people. Oh, I just don't have the funds to even self-publish. I'm not going to do it. No,
Right.
we're going to show you how one of our authors, David Anker, for Phantom Parents, his memoir, he went through voordekunst.nl, did a whole crowdfunding campaign. So there are ways to raise funds for your book, and we're going to show you about that,
Wow. Cool.
ways to do that. And then we also have Janet Margot, founder of Book Geeks Media, who has loads of experience as a former Amazon senior product manager with book advertising, positioning your book, starting with the why. There's so many questions you need to ask before you self-publish, like why are you writing this book? And to get and what are your objectives? What's your author ecosystem? Who's your audience? These are all things you need to determine
Yeah.
before putting it out there, as you know, as
Yeah.
well. So that's
Yeah.
a first chunk block of breakout sessions that people can choose from. And then we have coffee breaks
Yeah.
in between. We make sure we keep up your energy and sugar levels. And we also have people from our team, Storyhouse Works team there, where there's a whole
Yeah.
editing panel discussion about different forms of editing. Sometimes people are like, what's the difference between copy line editing? Some people call it copy editing. Some people call it line editing
Yeah.
and developmental editing, proofreading, just to give a lay of the land and different types of editing out there and the importance of working with an editor that you trust, because that's a really intimate relationship, sharing your
Yeah.
writing with someone else and
Yeah.
taking all their red pen and criticism and constructive criticism is quite an important part of the process. And we're thrilled to have Sue Deagle coming all the way over from the States.
Wow.
She has a newsletter called The Luminist, about loss and living a vibrant life. And we also have Alice Ramsey, content creator and speaker from Creative Mornings, and Colleen Getzky. She wrote Stuff Dutch People Like and has been a bestseller, and she has a wonderful podcast,
Right.
but all about building your audience and your craft through blogging, podcasting, and speaking engagements, because not just with the book, but there's ways of building your community outside of that and different ways of getting your writing out there, like through blogging and
Yeah.
newsletters, which is becoming increasingly popular.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and then we also have optimize your Amazon presence. More people that are further along in the self-publishing process might want to get in more into the nitty-gritty about book promotion and digital distribution and things like that. So there's really something for everyone. And then we have Colleen also talking about stuff Dutch people like and how she created her series that has really taken off and sold a couple 100,000 copies.
Oh,
And then we end with our third breakout, how to make your book stand out. We have bookstore owners coming to speak to us about their experience and how to do that. We have Susan Derksen, self-publishing manager from Kobo Writing Life in the Netherlands. We have one of our
great.
teammates, Anna Trapmore, about writing the perfect press release for your book. And book design, cover design with Cheatham Gouvin, and the interior design with Lisa Hall from our team. Um, because they say don't judge a book by its cover, but we all do. And it's important to get the cover looking beautiful, and they're going to talk about the whole design process. And also to walk people through the differences between self-publishing and traditional publishing. We have a wonderful panel with both traditionally published authors, like Nicolien van Slingeland and Elizabeth Hyder. And we also have some of our own authors who have self-published, Claire Bown and Paula Bukyal. I'll be moderating that one. And then with our final keynote, I always love to have a musical element in the events that I organize. And we are thrilled to have our translator, but also musician, Danny is going to be playing storytelling through music, talking about that a bit, and a visual
Cool.
artist from Belgium about visual storytelling, Vicky Bogert.
Nice.
And plenty of time for networking with everyone, exhibitor stands, book signings. It's just going to be a packed day from 9 to 5. And if people want to continue the party elsewhere, they can. We're in Amsterdam.
Wow, fantastic day coming up. I really like the title Stories Unfold, because listening to you tell about the different events of the day, it's not just I'm more of a marketing guy than like a craft guy. So I like these different elements. You were talking about how we've got the visual, you've got the podcast, you got the blogging, you got the speaking. And I assume, because I've sort of heard fiction and nonfiction woven throughout, sounds like, right?
Right.
Fiction and
Exactly.
nonfiction.
Yeah.
And yeah, keeping that open. And it sounds like it's also going to be quite inspirational for people who they're just dabbling or they're just thinking about it, to get them some idea of what's coming up.
Yeah. No,
And
exactly.
yeah, what's possible, what's out there, talking again with the sort of the real humans, like, well, she did this, I can go talk with her at the break.
Right. No, and that's why we love to build in those plenty of coffee breaks and networking opportunities. And it's true with the nonfiction, it's not just fiction, literary writing. It's also people that have business, creative leaders, thought leaders that have that want to turn their knowledge into book form. So that nonfiction element is also very important of how to even do that. And then I think Claire Bound's an excellent example of that with the Art Engager. She wrote this beautiful book. Actually, I just got the print on demand copy yesterday, came in.
Right.
And
Oh,
she
wow.
sold over 500 copies in her first month, which is really great for a self-published
Wow.
book.
Yeah.
And it's just a nice example of how you can share the knowledge that you've been building in your business in book form. And in this case, it's for museum guides worldwide, and facilitator role
Yeah.
with lots of exercises. So yeah, and there's even children's books authors there, Paula with her ABC City book. So there really is something for everyone, and that's the most exciting part, I think, and how authors connect with each other and build relationships. And I already know for a fact that people are going to meet at least one person, if not 5 or 10, on this day
Yeah.
that's going to
Yeah.
help them with their book project. And that's the most beautiful thing for me, is seeing these connections being made and authors
Yeah.
connecting with each other, sharing resources and tips with each other. And in that sense, really mentoring each other for publishing process.
Yeah. Mentoring and accountability. I mean, whether it's like a formal accountability, paid a partner of some kind, or just like an accountability buddy. You meet somebody who's a similar path or along similar lines or as far as you are. That sounds great to meet like-minded people.
Yeah, so
So
helpful.
what more about the details? Like Thursday, March 20th, 2025 in Amsterdam, right near Central Station, 9 to 5, including lunch.
Includes a nice healthy lunch, a goodie
Includes lunch
bag, and there's
and
all these other things. It includes like
okay.
a Storyhouse Works trial membership. So 1 year membership, your registration fee, which is €135, includes the membership for a full year, and you can opt out at the end of the year. And within that membership, we have both in-person and online events throughout the year. We just had a webinar yesterday with Maven Publishing, a well-known Dutch indie publisher. We also have one with Ricardo Fayet, the co-founder of Readsy, on April 7th, about promoting your book and book strategy, book launch promotion, which is handy right after the conference, actually. And we have borals throughout the year and book
Yeah.
launches. And we also have an online hub, Storyhouse Works, where authors can share tips and tricks. We can recommend book clubs, writing groups. So really, there's so much more that's included in that ticket, because we believe in taking things further beyond the day of the conference. And really,
Yeah.
oftentimes you go to a conference and you're all inspired. Okay, now what? But we help
Yeah.
with the continuum of by providing this trial membership as part of the registration fee.
And the membership, you don't have to live in the Netherlands or anything. That's
No, no, no.
online community type thing.
The online community, you can still join our webinars from afar. We also have a 1 hour discovery call to discuss your book project and help point you in the right direction, whether you end up working with us or not. We just believe in helping authors and help brainstorm and get them situated in whatever
Yeah.
direction they need to go. So
And
that's also included.
the 1 hour discovery call is included
Yes.
in
Yeah.
the,
So
oh,
there's really
wow.
no reason you should not be getting your
There is no
ticket.
reason you should not be coming to Amsterdam on March 20th.
That's right. Exactly.
Wow.
So
Okay.
a lot of added value there. And there's add-ons with the ticket as well. So when people go to register, they can also have an author photo taken that day. There's the
Okay.
option. There's also a developmental editing package. So there's loads of things, book cover designs in there as well. So if people realize, hey, this is a good opportunity to already seize one of these services at a discounted rate, that's also
Yeah.
an option in the
Okay.
registration.
So they get to see people from Storyhouse Works and actually see, oh, these people, these actual. Sorry, I keep focusing on actual real humans because I do so much online stuff, and then I really I just love the in person, and that's why I
Yes.
keep I'm half joking about the breathing humans, but it's just there's no replacement for it. So I know I keep banging that same drum, but I'm just such a
Well,
fan.
yeah, and it's good you mentioned it too, because I have had the question from people, will this event be live streamed? And I hate to disappoint people, but no, it will not be live streamed. We are doing
Yeah.
recordings of the sessions, but
Okay.
there is no live stream of this.
Yeah.
And it's really about being there in person. But
Yeah.
again, if
Yeah.
you become a member, there's other opportunities to take advantage of the online content that we have.
Yeah.
But this event is in person, in the flesh.
Yeah. And and good for you. And I think the live stream, not to mention it's a technological hassle, but the recordings, okay, great. The content is one thing, and you can tell I'm so pro in-person conference, obviously, but you can watch the content afterwards. That's wonderful. I think it's really about the being there, hearing it real person, go up and talk to that person or talk to your neighbor and see it afterwards. And just yeah, just come in person. And it's also, I think it's a decision to make to whether or not you want to invest the time and the day and the money and to come and make this real and make this a real decision in your 2025 to do something maybe you've been holding off on or waiting to dip your toe in the water. And here's a place we've got a friendly, welcoming, inspiring group of people, real people. And if you live anywhere near Amsterdam or even near the Netherlands, hop on a short flight or a short train ride and come on up and spend the day. And I don't know, spend the night or two in Amsterdam as well, and or nearby
Exactly.
cities,
Yeah,
and
we
make
made a
a
strategic
good weekend out.
choice to do it on a Thursday so that people could turn it into a whole weekend if they wanted to, if they were coming from far away. I know people are coming from England and Belgium and even the US, so it would be
Yeah,
nice to tie in the whole weekend there.
yeah. Do you have some? I'm going to ask a question I don't know the answer to. Do you have some tips on, and not to answer them right now, but some tips on lodging or in Amsterdam or anything on the website or anything about that?
I'm not sure if I shared it on the website, but I have shared it with speakers coming from out of town. Zoku on the Weesperstraat.
Zoku.
Zoku,
Okay.
Zoku is a good place to stay.
Oh, never heard of
Um,
that.
and I'll have to. That's actually really good that you mentioned that because I will put that on the conference page. Just some there is some resource about where to park and how to get there and things like that. I might even
Okay.
have the recommended hotels, but Zoku was one of them that sticks out.
Okay.
But I'll make sure that
So
there's a list there that people can check out.
speaking of more information, where can people go to find out more information about this?
Yes, storyhouseworks.com. And then
Okay.
you'll see the conference page right there at the top and just click on conference 2025 and you can see the full program there, a list of speakers and the session titles and what'll be covered. And there's also a link to the ticketing there as well.
Okay. Great. Storyhouseworks.com. Amsterdam, live, in person, no live streaming, please. Be there or be square. And yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to be there, Hannah.
Me neither. It's
So,
going to be a
so
great event.
thanks so much for hanging out with me today and talking about this. I'm really excited. I mean, I'm even full disclosure, I'm involved with you in helping make this all happen. But I didn't know half the stuff that you just told, so this has been really informative for me as well. And
Great.
I'm even more looking forward to it in March. So
Me
thanks so
too.
much.
Thanks for the interview, Bradley. I appreciate it.
Yeah, my pleasure. All right. See everybody in Amsterdam, March 20. And I was gonna promise better weather, but there's no way in the world I can do that. But it's gotta be better than January. So end of
It will be
March, we
better.
we
Yep.
might be getting a little bit of tulips popping up somewhere soon.
And more
So
light and more light.
and more light and longer days. And it won't be dark at 5 p.m. by end of March. So
Exactly.
so we'll see you there. Thanks, Hannah.
Thank you. Bye,
Bye
Bradley.
everybody.